Tonight, KNUST lecturers joined forces with other unions for what they term a massive demonstration on Monday as the United Teaching Force declare indefinite strike to protest government decision to dissolve KNUST Council.
You're going to have massive demonstration that will comprise all the other unions on campus here. This is an international university and they must make sure that the laws and the rules must work.
We also hear from Vice Chancellor's Ghana. They are unhappy about the turn of events.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
And Top Story is always brought to you by Bond, CIMG Savings and Loans Company of the Year, GASEM, the Nation Builder, Vodafone, the future is exciting, ready, and Nationwide Medical Health Insurance, Best Health Insurance Company of the Year at the 2018 Ghana Insurance Awards, and its CEO awarded Woman of Excellence at the Ghana Insurance Awards. They called an indefinite strike earlier in the day, but in the last couple of hours, lecturers and administrators at the KNUST, with support from a host of other unions, have begun mobilizing for what they call a massive demonstration on Monday. So far, 3 teacher unions, Federation of University Senior Staff Association of Ghana, FUSAG, Teachers and Education Workers Union, TEU, Ghana Association of University Administrators, GAU, have joined forces with UTAC to abandon lecture halls at KNUST offices and posts in protest against government decision to dissolve the KNUST Governing Council and replace it with an interim one, which does not include the Vice Chancellor, but includes the SRC President. Now, already the local chapter of UTAC in Ashanti region, we know, have taken the lead, declaring an indefinite strike, and we're hearing the last couple of hours, as I've said, that in addition to that, they are mobilizing for a massive protest on Monday. Listen to the KNUST president of UTAC, Professor Eric Kwabena-Foko.
Yeah, so what we are planning to do, we are meeting the other members, like union members like TEU, GAWA, FUSAG. And what we are trying to do is on Monday, we're going to have massive demonstration that will comprise all the other unions on campus here. And we are meeting this afternoon. Then make sure Monday we're going to do that. We are as old as we are. We have to make sure we'll be able to walk in. So we are not going to run.
The lecturers' version of the students' demonstration.
Yeah, the lecturers' version of the students. But this one, the difference will be walk, and the difference will be this is going to be very, very peaceful.
With the stress on the peaceful. They also said peaceful.
No, but they only use one peaceful. But I have used about 3 of them. Very, very peaceful. So definitely we will make sure that we can even run, walk.
So this is not turning into some vengeance here and there. I have done it, they are also doing it, we are replicating, we're doing this. Does UTAG take into effect the negative consequences on academic calendar? They are about to have their midterm, is getting to the close of semester and all that.
Yeah, we know, but in the war, there's what we call the collateral damage. When you are throwing a missile, definitely to pass through somebody's window, sometimes the whole area, but the advantage, however small it is, we want the government to know that this is a university which have an international reputation. Last week, the World Bank were here. When the first thing they asked us about the risk, we were going to get some project. The risk, we want to tell the government that this is an international university and they must make sure that the laws and the rules must work. That's what we are saying. If tomorrow government say we'll go back to classroom and begin to work, we love to do this teaching, and we don't want to punish anybody. But the way things are going, if nothing, we don't do anything about it, they will triumph, and then the future of the university
will triumph.
The government will triumph, and then our free academic freedom will be under threat. So that's all we want to solve. So the government will leave us alone.
So what form will the demonstration take on Monday?
We only just gather our members and walk on campus here.
Let's quickly now speak to the National President of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, Dr. Eric Opoku-Mensah. Doc, thank you for your time here on Top Story.
Thank you.
Does the Mother Union back the decision of your chapter in KNUST wanted to withdraw all services, but also, what we just heard from Dr. Foucault, there is a demonstration in the offing on Monday?
Thank you. The National Executive Committee has just completed its meeting. And at the end of the meeting, we fully support the declaration that has been made by our colleagues at KNUST today. And that we are further directing that all our unions on all the 9 other public university campuses should meet on Monday and consider what has happened, the issues that have been clearly put out there by the leadership of KNUST, UTAG, and take a decision in solidarity with what they have done. So this is the outcome of our meeting.
In essence, on Monday, the other public universities will also have to decide whether or not they also want to withdraw their services in solidarity with their colleagues at KNUST.
Exactly. We are going to look at the issue. And whilst all these campuses are reflecting on these same matters, we are urging government to look critically and dispassionately about the issues that have been raised in the press release KNUST came out with today. This is it.
Now, so what you just said, it means that possibly by close of day Monday, we'll have a situation where all public universities across the country will have no lectures in the lecture halls.
I cannot preempt what is going to happen. You see, the way our union works, each campus is independent because this is an intellectual union. And therefore, UTAG operates by consensus. We need to go back and respect our members in our association on every university campus. They will make the decision. We as National Executive Committee members are only servants. And once our members meet on the various campuses all over the country and decide, that is what we will do. But as I said, UTAG National fully support because KNUST had a strong meeting today. And as I said yesterday, if there was anything that united UTAG, then this is it. There was a unanimous decision to support the decision that they have taken today. And that is what we are all going to do as teachers of public universities in Ghana.
You are, I think, the UTAG president on UCC campus, correct?
Yes.
So you're
local president, the national president
as well. Yeah. So you're going to go back and meet your local chapter members and then consider.
Yes, I will do the same. I don't have any power to decide for our members. So just as KNUST has taken a decision, the National Executive Committee has agreed that we should go back to our respective campuses and collate the views of our members on this very same issue. And that is exactly what we are going to do. And I am also obliged as a national president to go back to my campus where I'm a local president and deliberate on these issues and bring same to neck so that a final decision will be taken.
What are the demands?
The demands are contained in the press release of KNUST, which I know you have been formally apprised. And they aren't different. It's the same issues that we are talking about. And with one voice, we are going to speak to governments.
You mentioned the press statement. I mean, for many who haven't seen it, what is it that you are demanding? What would it take for this to be reversed?
Evans, we, as I clearly articulated, and KNUST unanimously has articulated, we are asking for the reconstitution of the governing council. They should be brought back. If I even talk about reconstitution, I'm even getting it wrong. Saying that the restoration, the council that has been dissolved should be restored, and the channels as stipulated in the act establishing the university should be fully exhausted. Otumfo Osetutu was willing to meet the students and management. That wasn't exhausted, and the council was annulled. We think it's unfair. The government should restore this council for them to perform their legitimate role, because this cannot be a precedent for public universities in Ghana. and we support them. We stand by KNUST, and we'll go any extra mile to make sure that we defend the very cause which we have begun.
And have you had any calls from government since you made your intentions clear, I think yesterday, to sit and talk?
Come again?
Have you had any calls from government? Has government reached out to say, let's sit and talk, since you made the intentions clear on this same show yesterday?
Yes, we have in some overtures, and I think that at the appropriate time we are going to meet. But whilst we are engaging on the side with government officials, the decision we have rolled out remain untainted. We just focus on that. If there is anything that will come out positive out of any deliberation with government, that is the only condition by which we will come and relook at what we have laid out. Other than that, UTAG remains focused on our course, and we shall make sure that we bring everything to fruition just as we have started.
What would you say to those who say that this is going to have a devastating impact on the academic calendar, on teaching activity in the universities, particularly with KNUST already on strike? How is that factoring into the decision that lays ahead, the possibility of all public institutions, all public universities, teachers on campuses withdrawing their service?
I think it is government that has made the call. And government knows exactly what we are talking about. We are saying that allow the legitimate, properly constituted council to work. Evans, I don't want to go into other issues. When UUW issues came up and UTAG intervened, government position was that the council was properly constituted, and therefore we should allow the council to deal with the matters in University of Education, Winneba. It is in the same vein. KNUST's campus the council is properly constituted, and therefore they should have been allowed to look at the issue. If the issues that were in UUW were except that we needed an interim committee, it would have been legitimate. The university nearly was turned upside down. But UTAG believe in that principle by government that we are not going to touch UUW. So far as they are in court and they have a properly constituted government council, let us allow them to operate. We allowed that and we respected that. And some people thought that UTAG was quiet. In that same principle, in that same vein, we are asking that the council that has been established by law, government should allow it to come back. Let the structures work. If this whole issue is beyond the council, the chancellor, in no mean a person than the king of Ashanti, Tumfuo Setutu, was willing to meet the students and meet the management. Let us exhaust all of that. And that is what UTAG is asking.
I'm grateful that you joined us. Dr. Eric Opoku-Mensah is the National President of the University Teachers Association of Ghana. Remember that the Vice Chancellor of the KNUST, who has been left out of this new interim committee, which has really sparked this agitation across the country by university lecturers, is a member of another association, not only UTAG, but another association called Vice Chancellors Ghana. Well, yesterday they've been meeting as well over this. Thankfully, we can speak to Professor John Japon, who is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Allied Health Sciences, and of course a member of the Vice Chancellors Ghana. Professor Japon, thank you for your time here on Top Story. I know you've been considering this as an association. What have you decided to do? Hello, Prof. I think we lost Professor Japon there. We'll try and see if we can get him back on the line, but also get the reaction from government on this unfolding drama when it comes to the KNUST. But, and as you will learn on Ghana Connect, is casting a long shadow of uncertainty on university education generally in Ghana, with what potentially could happen by close of day Monday, where one scenario could be that on campuses of all public universities across the country, lecturers will withdraw their service. Let's speak to Professor Japon Easy, member of the Vice Chancellors Ghana. Prof, thank you for your time here on Top Story. I'm just wondering what your association, of which the Vice Chancellor of KNUST is a member, have decided to do in the wake of what government did yesterday, dissolving the council. Hello, Prof.
Hear me, please. Yes. Yes.
Has the Vice Chancellor's Ghana taken a position on the unfolding issues with the KNUST?
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Vice Chancellor's Ghana met yesterday, mid-morning. We had a meeting with the Minister of Education, to discuss issues relating to post-retirement contracts. And after that, we took the opportunity to receive a briefing from KNUST campus. And from all the information that we have gathered, Vice Chancellor Ghana is of the opinion that things have not been done properly. And we are strongly standing with the Vice Chancellor of KNUST in these very difficult circumstances. Why do we say so? We think that there are structures that are provided in the various university acts to address all the issues that are being contested. And we don't think that the processes have even been exhausted yet. There is a talk about management not being sensitive to the issues of students. Our checks indicate that in the recent times, the Student Representative Council, or the bodies, the people who represent students, have not even tabled any issue at the University Council for discussion. So there is a lot of noise out there, and I'm not sure where we are headed. But we are of the considered opinion that this decision to dissolve the University of Science and Technology Council was probably a rash decision, and they could have gone ahead. We knew that there was supposed to be a University Council meeting today, and, but everything was just thrown overboard, for which reason nobody even knows what to do. We think it's very, very unfortunate. You know, normally when these things happen, when UTAG is unhappy about something and they are embarking upon strikes, it's normally Vice Chancellor Ghana that try to mediate and try to reason with them. But in this instance, it is very, very difficult for VCG to make any intervention with UTAG because apart from the fact that it affects one of our own, we can't see head or tail out of it. And we are very careful not to aggravate the situation. We were with the minister in the morning. We did not discuss this issue because we knew there was going to be a council meeting today to resolve the issue. But it looks like as soon as the minister left our meeting, he went and got this interim council in place.
And things have escalated even further today. Now, we've heard from the KNUST campus that the UTAG, and you mentioned that briefly, they've declared an indefinite strike. But we just heard also from the national president, and from what he says, we will have a situation where on Monday, close of day possibly, your campus and the other public university campuses will not have any lecture in their classrooms. What's your take on that?
And Minister of Education himself indicated that he was traveling yesterday. So we are being very patient, and we will definitely want to speak to representatives of government. But the bottom line is that we are completely unhappy with what has happened.
I asked you earlier what you make of the decision by UTAG to strike indefinitely, one on the KNUST campus, but also the potential scenario on Monday where they've indicated that all campuses, including yours, will have to make a decision on Monday whether to join the colleagues on KNUST campus in solidarity by way of withdrawing their service. Is that something that your association backs?
We haven't had opportunity to meet again since yesterday, but I could see this coming when I heard around I think 3 o'clock or so on my way back to go from Accra that a new council or an interim council has been put in place. I mean, we could see this escalating to this level. And as you can see, UTAG on KNUST campus has declared a strike. FUSAG has joined in. TEU has joined. GAWA has joined. And as I indicated, I'm aware that the national UTAG was also heading towards Kumasi for a NEC meeting. And I think I heard the national president saying that the various campuses were going to meet and take decisions, because our processes are such that one campus does not decide for another. But with what is going on, I can imagine by Monday, all 10 campuses declaring a strike. And then it causes confusion in this country. Students would be just sitting around with no lectures going on, and the academic calendar will be thrown out of gear. And I think it is time for cool heads. I think that the move made by government was, I want to be very measured. I mean, I think it was ill-advised. That is my opinion. So we need to get back to the table and start talking. Because the acts of the various universities have all the processes. I mean, and when you even gone beyond council and you are unhappy, there is an appellate process. There is an appeals board that you could go to and make your case. We have not heard any of these things. But you see, our concern as well is the fact that a lot of, I would say, falsehood is also being thrown out there. A lot of information is being thrown out there. There is this video that went viral about a lecturer supposedly caning a student. And we asked, I mean, how could this happen in a university? I mean, it doesn't happen anywhere. And our information is that this happened 4 years ago. 4 years ago, there was a teaching assistant, a national service person, who is alleged to have done this. And the management was swift in dismissing this national service person. But we are having a crisis, and somebody throws this out in there. This happened 2 years before my friend Kwesi Obridanso became vice chancellor. No, so it looks like there are some people who want to orchestrate something, and that is what worries us.
Okay,
as vice chancellor, yeah.
And very quickly, I understand today that government had added a rep from UTAG or a lecturer on KNUST campus to that interim governing council. Does that address your concern at all?
Oh, well, I'm not sure about that. I mean, what happens to the vice chancellor? The vice chancellor, by the act that establishes the university, is a member of council. But if you see the order in which the council is listed, there's a chairman appointed by council, by government. Then vice chancellor is listed as number 2. It's in all the acts. Then followed by the additional people appointed by government. So in most councils, government has 4 or 5 representatives. So if you are forming an interim council and you leave the vice chancellor, where are we? The University of Health and Life Sciences, when it was established, had an interim council, but it had opportunity for all the constituents to be represented. After 2 years, when things had begun to establish, government decided to confirm those same people as the members of council. I would have thought that if government was not too happy with its representatives on the council that was dissolved, government has the right to renominate people to get onto the council. But I honestly don't know. And for me, now it's not an issue of who is right or who is wrong. We need to fix it.
Yeah. I'm grateful that you joined us. That's the Professor Japon. He is the Vice Chancellor of the University of Allied Health Sciences. Grateful that you joined us with your thoughts. And as we've been saying, the teachers, there are other unions affiliated with the University Education who are joining forces now. One of which is the Ghana Association of University Administrators. Ernest, what are they saying?
So the statement says that the Ghana Association of University Administrators, GAWA, KNUST branch, is deeply stunned by the government's decision to dissolve the governing council of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, as part of measures to address the impasse in the university by establishing an interim council. Now it says, we believe that the University Act and statutes provide an adequate mechanism to deal with the impasse. We therefore do not recognize the interim council and so reject it outright. GAWA insists on the restoration of the dissolved governing council of the university. We therefore withdraw our services with immediate effect until the restoration of the council, and it signed Anthony Golo, Vice President.
Thank you, Ernest. And we've been trying to see if we can get a government to speak to the issues that are unfolding. We haven't been successful yet. When we do, we'll try and get that for you. Yesterday, we heard from government defending a decision to reconstitute the council and leave out the vice chancellor. We heard from the deputy education minister, who said that this interim council will decide the fate of the vice chancellor. It's in the wake of that we've seen all the chaos unfold with the lecturers threatening further industrial action. Want to stay with us because on Ghana Connect, we're going to delve into this a bit more. This is Top Story.
Born for young